What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank Online here today to chat with you more about some Call of Duty Warzone. And today, let's talk about how Warzone saved Modern Warfare. Now, everyone knows Warzone is a massive hit, grossing over 6 million players, individual players might I add, in the first 24 hours of the game mode being live. And that hype does not seem to be stopping anytime soon. Literally, man, Modern Warfare before Warzone was a bit of a dead space. When you go into lobbies like free-for-all and that sort of stuff, you just keep finding the same people over and over and over again. Even though the lobbies aren't meant to be with the same people each and every time, you just keep playing with the same goddamn people. And that's all down to like how little people are playing the game, and as well as that skill-based matchmaking and all those sort of stuff. So Modern Warfare before Warzone was kind of dying. Like, there wasn't really much hype about it. There wasn't really much going on. There wasn't anything really going for it as well. There was Season 2 going on, but there really wasn't anything going for the game at that point in time. The community was falling out with the game, with the developers. No one was having fun. It was really campy, really sweaty. And then we got Warzone, and I get it, right? Warzone is not everyone's cup of tea, but for me at least, it's such a breath of fresh air when I play Warzone, and especially when I'm playing with my friends on Warzone, and you're just having a good time. I like that there's no skill-based matchmaking. I like that it's not really that sweaty. It's fast-paced. Man, I'm really having a good time playing this game mode, and it genuinely saved Modern Warfare for me. And I'm sure if you're really enjoying it as well, it saved Modern Warfare for you guys as well. Now, one of the complaints I see a lot on Twitter, and it's really varying, to be honest with you. I see some people saying that it's slow. I see some people saying that it's the same thing every time. I see some people saying it's too easy. I see some people just in general complaining about the Battle Royale and saying how uninspired it is and any of that stuff. But honestly, man, like, I couldn't disagree more. I find Warzone really a lot more fast paced than Blackout. I find Warzone a lot more fun than Blackout. I find Warzone just a hell of a lot better than Blackout. I find it funner, more fast-paced, easier, more simple. And easy and simple is not necessarily a bad thing. Look at Blackout, right? And you take into account all that game mode had, all the different types of ammo that one sort of weapon class would have, like your assault rifles. Look at all the different attachments, perks, grenades, backpacks, armor, all this random crap that was in that game mode that just convoluted it and made it harder and not as accessible to everyone as Warzone is. Warzone is accessible to every single person who picks up a controller or a keyboard and mouse and plays a video game. It's very simple to understand that once you drop into the map, you pick up things, weapons, you pick up weapons that you like, grenades that you like, you pick up ammo that are just classified in assault rifle, SMG. Like, it's so simple and easy and accessible, and that's what I really like about it. I have one of my friends who I've recently started playing with, and he literally hasn't played Call of Duty, and he picked up Warzone, obviously because it's free for everyone, and he started playing it, and within a couple of games he was fully into it. He was having fun, he knew what to do, he wasn't like struggling on like what attachment fits on what weapon or what ammo type goes on what weapon. Like, all that shit didn't matter, because what Infinity Ward did was they simplified that whole thing and made it easier to do. I see a lot of people complaining as well about the loadout drops, and that's something that I don't necessarily think that I want in the game mode either. I don't think that it's a terrible idea. I just don't think that, maybe it's not that it's worth it. Maybe even cutting down the amount of loadout drops that happen throughout the game would be a shout, but maybe just removing it as a whole, because I don't know, it's interesting to have your own custom classes in the Warzone, but at least for me, what I find is, even though I do get loadout drops, I still want to use legendary weapons, because there's something different about using a loadout that you use every single day in your multiplayer match, rather than using like a legendary weapon with different attachments and all that sort of stuff, and it's different and it's fun and it's a new experience. So for me personally, I find myself opting to use legendary weapons rather than the red custom weapons, and to me at least, that's a bit more fun. So I do understand the shouts for removing loadout drops or lessening the amount of loadout drops that happen in the game. In terms of people saying that it's slow, man, if you want slow, you play the goddamn multiplayer. The multiplayer is slow as shit. It's sweaty, it's filled with skill-based matchmaking, filled with problems, it's slow, it's tactical, it's not Call of Duty. Warzone to me brought back, I don't think I can say that. Sorry, I kind of stopped myself there. I don't think I can say that it brought back that Call of Duty feeling, because obviously it's not the same. It's not the same as Modern Warfare 2. It's not the same as Modern Warfare 3. Like it's I don't know, it just brought back something more fast-paced, something fun, something that's enjoyable to play. I find myself when I play the normal multiplayer, after like 5 games, I'm just super frustrated, obviously, because after the 5 games, the skill-based matchmaking kicks in. But like, dude, if I have the choice between, like, if I come home after a long day at work or uni, if I have the choice between multiplayer and Warzone, 100%, every single time, I'm gonna jump on Warzone. It's not even a question. It's like, I can play it with friends, I can play a solo, like, I just have so much more fun in Warzone. I find myself, when I'm not playing Warzone, wanting to play Warzone. And look, man, like, I don't know what it is. I don't understand why people are complaining about Warzone, how people are saying that Blackout is so much better than Warzone. At least for me, and from where I'm coming from, I did not like Blackout. And maybe I can understand from a point of view where people liked Blackout and they hop on Warzone and they see how simplified it is and easy it is to understand and play. And in that sort of retrospect, I guess it's kind of that idea of, you're a casual gamer, you're not a hardcore gamer like me. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, dude, like, not everyone wants to go through and pick up 7.62 NATO ammo, and not everyone wants to go through and picking up 5 red dot sights just to see which one fits their gun. Like, it's so much easier this way, it's so much better this way, and I really just enjoy that a lot. In terms of other things that I'd like to see in Warzone, one of the things that I want to see is different player modes. So like, obviously you've got your squads of 3, but I'd love to see duos, solos, quads. Like, I really fucking want quads, dude, because like, one of the things that I also find interesting is how many people, like how long people survive in Warzone. Like, it's actually crazy, obviously, because you have the factor of being able to respawn through Gulag and through your teammates buying you back into the game. But man, people last a long time, and I think that they're obviously going to be experimenting, and obviously they're going to be trying different things. But what I'd love to see is maybe, I don't know, however it's mathematically possible to allow for quads. And the other thing, and the other reason why I loved quads is because I have friends, and limiting my squad to 3, that extra person makes a hell of a lot of difference. So I'd love for quads to come in, I'd love for duos to come in, solos, just giving people different things to do, because it's not ideal to go into a match with a bunch of randoms you don't know, and actually it's kind of fun, because it's kind of like, at least for me, whenever I'm playing with randoms and not in a squad, it's like, it's really interesting to like communicate with them through the ping system, and it's interesting to me to see that they're actually like trying to work as a team, whereas in the normal multiplayer, people don't work as a team at all. Like, no one plays objective, no one does any of that. So it's kind of weird and jarring to go from the multiplayer experience to Warzone, where people are actually kind of sticking together, whereas you'd think that with the idea that you have with the multiplayer, you'd think that people would just kind of escape and like run away from their teammates. But here, at least from what I've experienced, people are kind of sticking together, which is interesting to me, and I kind of like it. So I don't know, man, like Warzone legitimately saved the multiplayer for me, at least for me. Like, I don't know about you guys, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below on what you think in terms of Modern Warfare now that Warzone's out. Like, for me, man, I can see myself playing Warzone for the rest of this year, as long as they continue to update it, as long as they continue to keep the game fresh, the battle royale fresh, in terms of new points of interest or different things happening on the map to change it. Like, what Infinity Ward needs to do here is not just survive off of the initial hype. Obviously that hype is going to die down at some point. They need to continuously be adding things, refining things, doing new, fun, innovative things here in Warzone to keep people playing, to keep people coming back, and to keep Warzone in in people's ideas, in people's thoughts. Because the worst thing they can do is try to survive off this initial hype and do nothing until season 3 comes out. I really don't think it's gonna work like that, especially with how short people's attention spans are these days, especially when it comes to games. Like, people always want to keep having more, and what they need to do is that they need to continuously update this game mode, not only just for the people who have bought Modern Warfare, but for the people who have downloaded it for free, and the people who are expecting something and that's the only thing they can play. Because if you look at it in perspective, you and I, I'm saying this like you probably own Modern Warfare already, like a majority of my subscriber base does. We already own Modern Warfare, so even if Warzone gets kind of boring, we still have multiplayer, we still have Spec Ops, right? And we still have campaign. Everyone else who just downloaded it, that's just going to be 100 gigs on their console or PC. That's kind of just sitting there, and there's nothing really new to do. So what they need to do, continuously adding more different ways to play, more points of interest, just new things into Warzone, just to keep players coming back. And that's one of the most important things that they have to do here. Support it, support it, support it. And that's the best thing that they can do here. But leave a like if you enjoyed. Again, as I said, man, comment down below. What do you think about Warzone? Do you think it's safe multiplayer? Do you think it's safe Modern Warfare? Like, what do you think? All the thoughts down below. Click subscribe if you're new here so you don't miss out on my next video. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.